where Ihab Matar joins me live. Ihab is a proud Australian citizen, but Ihab, you felt a duty 3 years ago to join the Lebanese parliament to run for elections. Can you tell me how you came to be a politician in Lebanon?
Well, first of all, a very good evening to you, Sharri. Very good evening to the audience and to all Australians. Now, obviously, being of Lebanese origin, I migrated to Australia 24 years ago. And along the way, I was following the situation in Lebanon, and I felt pity for the situation in Lebanon, the corruption on every level, economic and political. In 2019, there was a political revolution in Lebanon where the people said enough is enough. And we felt that the time was right for a new blood to be taking over the political life in Lebanon. So by the time election was due in 2022, I felt a sense of obligation towards my country to play a role in the new political faces and party, if you like. So I decided to return to Lebanon to play this role. I ran as an independent. I was the head of a ticket, and I got elected for many reasons. And one of the reasons that I was elected for was the fact that I am actually an Australian. I spent a lot of my time in Australia. People believe that Australia is one of the best countries in the world, if not the best. And obviously, I felt that I was ready to take this journey because of my experience and my time spent in Australia, where I was able to learn about good management. I was able to learn that a politician is there to serve the people. I learned that integrity and the transparency in public life is the key to success. And 2 years on, I'm still here, being independent, remaining independent, and then trying to fight for a better future for my country.
And Ihab, you've been very courageous because you've publicly spoken out against the terror organisation Hezbollah. I mean, presumably that would put you in danger as well, your family's with you in Lebanon. Why are you taking a public position and speaking out against Hezbollah?
Well, look, for a long time, the majority of Lebanese people believe that we need to have a strong government. We need to have a government that is overpowering and then that is ruling in Lebanon. Most of Lebanese people believe that the way Hezbollah exists in its form, in its armed form, is out of state. So what I'm saying now is something that I've always said even before entering public life. And it's something that I will continue to say, not to criticize Hezbollah per se, but to try and then advise them to return back to become a political party, a disarmed political party, and play a role like all parties. You can be in opposition, you can be, like a coalition, but the existence of an armed mini-state within the official state is unacceptable.
This will be difficult to demilitarise Hezbollah, though, won't it? I mean, Israel has taken out a lot of its leadership, of course, including Hassan Nasrallah, but Iran continues to fund the group.
Yeah, well, I think, obviously you've hit the nail on the head. The main issue here is not the conflict between Israel and Lebanon, per se, but we believe that this is the conflict between Israel and Iran that has been played out on Lebanese soil because of the existence of Hezbollah belonging to Iran. And this is what we are trying to say as politicians. We are trying to speak to Hezbollah to make some sense into them, and then encouraging them to come back to being Lebanese, come back to obviously address the interest of Lebanon and then the people of Lebanon, and then detach from Iran, because what Iran is doing for Hezbollah is obviously utilizing them to their benefit, and then this is becoming at a very high and very expensive cost. We have Lebanese civilians that have been killed. We have obviously tons of people who have been displaced. We have more than 1.5 million that have been displaced. We have obviously a large area of the south of Lebanon that has been demolished. So hopefully this is time for Hezbollah to say, well, I want the interest of Lebanon, therefore I need to be playing the role of a Lebanese party and then try to detach from Iran.
Yeah, the suffering for the Lebanese people has been devastating, no question. The UN Security Council Resolution 1701 that came into effect after the Second Lebanon War in 2006 was meant to keep southern Lebanon demilitarised. It was meant to keep Hezbollah north of the Litani River. Are you critical of the UN for failing to ensure that Hezbollah did stay north and wasn't in a position to start attacking Israel as it did on October 8 last year?
Look, to be quite honest with you, Sharri, I criticize both parties because both parties did not fully implement and then apply Resolution 1701 from 2006. So now, obviously, we believe that we need to go back to just obeying the UN resolution, all UN resolutions, starting by the 1701 and full deployment of the Lebanese army south of Litani. But at the same time, we want Israel to be respecting the full implementation of 1701 because we know and then we acknowledge that violation of the 1701 have occurred from both parties since 2006 until now. So the criticism is for all involved, both parties, to come back, and then obviously no solution in the area, no truce in the area will happen, no sense of stability will happen for the people on both sides if we continue to go through a war, and then if we continue to use weapons as a mean of trying to enforce our opinion. I believe there's no solution but the diplomatic and then political solutions, and obviously driven by the UN.
All right, Ihab Matar, really appreciate your thoughts and for joining us from Beirut, and we hope you stay safe.